One of the biggest mistakes people make about warranties is believing they provide common sense coverage when something goes wrong. This is an example of how one company took advantage of that and almost got away with it. When Tom Cooper noticed his wooden floors were showing signs of rot, he hired a handyman to fix it.
He pulled it up. That's when he called me downstairs and says, I can't proceed because you have termites.
Tom has held the same termite bond for nearly a decade, so he called his pest control company to assess the damage.
They did see termites. Some were dead, but some were alive. And they said that the termite bond is basically treat and repair, which meant that they were going to come back and they were going to treat the damaged area.
And since the pest control company determined the infested area was limited to just 2 sections on the floor, those are the only areas they'd retreat and repair.
They are trying to minimize their obligation in terms of what repairs they're offering. So they have offered us anywhere between 15 to 30% of the overall cost to repair these wood floors, which is unacceptable.
But not illegal. You see, in the mice type on his and likely your termite bond, there are purposefully no specifics as to what extent the policy covers repairs.
It's not ethical, right? It's poor business practice. It's very unprofessional.
Frustrated, Tom reached out to Inside Investigations for help.
You definitely have something right there.
We brought in our own pest control expert to evaluate Tom's termite situation.
It's actually the darker spot. That shows that there's shelter tubes underneath that piece of floor.
Using infrared technology, Daryl Kuna of Breda Pest Management discovered the infestation, and most likely that the damage was much more widespread.
There are significant areas where there has been termite activity, previous termite activity. There are 2 spots where there's still some termite movement.
So Coopers are still at risk?
Very much so.
I want our floors fixed. I want them completely ripped up. I want the assurance and I want all termite activity addressed and treated, and I want new flooring put down, and we want it sanded and stained to match exactly the way it should.
That seems fair, but for 11 months, the pest control company wouldn't budge. That is, until I shared our experts' findings with them. And then, this happened. The pest control company agreed to cover the cost of repairing and resurfacing Tom's entire floor. Here's what I want you to do. Find and read your termite bond. If the language for repairs is vague, call your pest control company to ask for specifics. If you're not satisfied with what they tell you, find a new company. By the way, Tom loves his new floors and says he couldn't have gotten it done without Inside Investigations' help.